So we're here on the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and we're kicking it off with an NXT showcase match between two men that are in the NXT Championship Tournament, starting with Mr. Raw Money in the Bank, Travis Bank, won that back at Over the Limit. In fact, no he didn't. I'm chatting shit. He didn't win it at Over the Limit. Somebody else won it at Over the Limit. Aleister Black won it at Over the Limit, and then it was on the line at Rebellion. There we go. What a brilliant start. But Travis Banks and his opponent, which is sure to make this a mental match, Will Ospreay, bringing a little bit of that NJPW flair and style in his entrance attire here. Been really struggling to pick up wins. Been putting on some really great matches, but struggling to pick up wins. Hence why he's now over on NXT rather than Raw or SmackDown. So as we kick off this first match, with a whopping power slam, we've got a couple of announcements to make, and that is the finals of the NXT tournament will be taking place at Survivor Series. So we've got quite a while to go, plenty of build-up for that brand. Oh, and a backflip kick, and then the other announcement that we've got to make as we kick off this pay-per-view in style is in reference to the brand that these two men used to be on, Raw, which Travis Banks is still on. Will Ospreay could still appear on Raw, but predominantly now on NXT. But Raw is going to see a change in command as a roundhouse kick hits Travis Banks in the face, and that's because Nigel McGuinness has announced his resignation from being GM of the Red Brand. So tomorrow night on the Raw, where we were meant to see the Universal Championship match, we will instead see who the new Raw GM is. He has sold the general manager, sort of, I guess, the general manager shares. I don't know. he's sold the papers. He's sold the job. Somebody is stepping up in his place. And it should be exciting to see where this takes Raw in the future. Of course, the Red Brand mostly being in control by Nigel McGuinness and Rockstar Spud. Massive sit-out power bomb there by Will Ospreay to Travis Banks, trying to put the Kiwi Buzzsaw away there. They shared the general manager duties. And now, I mean, maybe these men might get, like, new opportunities or something. As mentioned, Travis Banks is Mr. Money in the Bank, and we've not really seen him that much since. Oh, super kick to the thigh or to the gut. I don't quite know. It's okay because Ospreay went for a second one that was definitely to the gut. Ospreay said he doesn't want to be known just for, you know, that flippy shit. He don't want to be known just for that. He wants to be known for kicking ass as well, not just being flashy while doing so. And now Travis Banks in the corner with Ospreay for a slice of heaven. Enziguri to the head. And now Travis setting up for something. Whatever it was, Ospreay's reversed it into a thunderous clothesline, taking down Banks. Went for that super kick again. There's a belly to belly. And now Ospreay with a reversal, going for another one again. There's a cutter out of nowhere. Travis Banks now in control. Where is he dragging Ospreay to? It looks like he's taking note to the rope. I was going to say to the corner. And now Irish whip against the opposite rope. Oh, and just kicking Ospreay's leg from beneath him. This is a first round match, so whoever wins will have to face, I believe, 2 to 3 other people, depending on how far they get. And Travis Banks scouting that manoeuvre. Ospreay had already done it earlier in the match, and now stomped to the gut. And now Travis appears to be completely in control of this match, constantly breaking down the arms. Of course, Travis Banks' submission finish utilises the arms, so it is a smart manoeuvre to do, as he keeps on just keeping Ospreay grounded Not usually Travis's strategy, but I guess it has to be against somebody like Will Ospreay. And now Ospreay appears to be setting up for something here. Could we be seeing Stormbreaker? If he can lift him, he can. This could put Travis away. There it is. There's Stormbreaker, but he's picking Travis straight back up. This might be a mistake, but he's setting up for another one. Oh my god! Ospreay doing more than he had to there. Now, what in the world is he doing now? He's setting up for something else by the looks of things. I don't know how Banks is even conscious. Oh my god, he went for an Ospreay cutter, but somehow Travis Banks with a reversal after being hit by 2 Stormbreakers. And now on the offense here with a Kiwi Crusher going for the pin. 1, 2, and he does it. Travis Banks has pinned Ospreay after that mega performance. And now time for the first title match of the night. And we've got the women's tag match. This is a triple threat tornado tag match between Samoa Slaughter, the Horsewomen, and Ripley McKenzie. We've had quite a lot of build up to this, and it's going to be interesting to see who can pick up the win here. Samoa and Slaughter have seemed to have stumbled along the way. However, who knows how they'll fare when they're both in the ring at the same time. And now the Horsewomen, who we are seeing for the first time this pay-per-view. They've got a match later on tonight, a Fatal 5-Way against Rousey, Baszler and Flair. They may enter that match with no gold. And now the women that you shouldn't bet against, because they have surprised everybody, Rhea Ripley and Millie McKenzie. The Mosh Pit Child and the Bruisermate came here completely by a fluke and have won the large majority, if not all of the matches along the way. So this is actually the match that Millie McKenzie and Rhea Ripley qualified in, or close to. There would have been another team added in. You saw at the beginning, Tamina barely even waiting until the bell had rang before she charged at the Horsewomen. She has been the sort of pillar of Samoa Slaughter as of late. I believe she may have pinned Millie McKenzie in a surprise win. If she didn't, then I don't know what she's done, other than be pretty dominant in the tag matches. But McKenzie and Ripley in control in the middle of the ring right now. McKenzie's just headbutted Nia, but Nia's not gone down from it. Nia's not going down from anything that McKenzie hits her with. She's gone down to one knee though. Duke and Ripley fight it out. Ripley previously feuded a little bit with Charlotte Flair earlier on in the year, which is kind of ironic considering Jessamine Duke has managed to get a pinfall over Charlotte Flair during Charlotte's debut. Oh my god! Millie McKenzie just got hit by a thunderous pop-up powerbomb there by Nia Jax. I don't know what she was going for. It looked like it might have been some sort of Rana. And then hit with a buckle bomb. We've not seen Nia sort of let loose in the past month. Last season she was incredibly dominant. The longest reigning women's champion on Raw. And this season she sort of flundered a little bit. And now Duke and Nia creating some sort of weird temporary tag team. Oh my god. Look out, Millie. Oh. And now both of them teaming up on McKenzie. As Shafir and Tamina duke it out on the outside there. Shafir taking down Tamina. I think it is safe to say that Shafir is the better striker of the two. Oh, back elbow there to Nia. The tables have turned. Oh my god. There's a triple threat currently happening in the ring while Rhea Ripley regains her energy. Tamina now thrown into the fray. You can see it ringside there. Oh my god, Rhea Ripley slamming the head of Nia Jax into the apron. Possibly trying to knock her out. Not a bad tactic. Never a bad tactic in the art of wrestling. And now, Rhea Ripley going for a super kick barrage. Oh my god, Millie McKenzie making sure that Nia doesn't break it up. Another super kick to Duke. Look at Rhea Ripley there, setting up for something. Looks like it's going to be Riptide as McKenzie takes down Shafir, looking for Duke. And she's pinned Nia. She's pinned Nia. Ripley and McKenzie have dethroned the Horsewomen. It was said that these two you should not bet against, and they are now your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So we've already had one title change so far in the night. Will we see a second? We've got possibly the match with the most at stake, and that is Pete Dunne's year-long reign. Could it come to an end? He's currently at 11 months. If he defeats Ricochet, he gets to an entire year. He won last year at Halloween Havoc, which was at the end of October, which will line up with this year's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. A month in-game from now, Ricochet is the final obstacle in his path. And now, the man himself, the Bruiserweight, or should I say, the Bruiser King, paying homage to his old mentor Triple H, who is now rekindled that flame with. Now taking advice from Triple H yet again, since he's already proven that if Triple H betrays him, he's got his own back. He's also now got British Strong Style covering his backside. However, as we saw a few weeks back, Tyler Bate is not interested in interfering in this match. He's got respect for Ricochet for earning his place. However, Tyler Bate is going to be in that Elimination Chamber match this time next month. Who will go in as champion? Pete Dunne or Ricochet? So this match is happening earlier in the pay-per-view than it usually would. That's because it was a last-minute addition. Pete Dunne trying to grapple with Ricochet, but Ricochet wanted none of it. Maybe he should have. This match was meant to take place on the following Raw. Pete Dunne sacrificed the guaranteed 11-month mark in order to try and get Trent Seven in that Elimination Chamber match. He was not successful. Is Ricochet prepared to take on Pete Dunne? That's the real question. We've seen people in the past who aren't ready for it. Kyle O'Reilly, we thought we might have seen a big underdog victory from him. We were very, very wrong. It was almost a squash match back at Rebellion, and then at SummerSlam, that fatal four-way, Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane and Buddy Murphy, not successful, but Ricochet now getting the upper hand, reversing the powerbomb maneuver, kick against the ropes, throwing Pete Dunne out the ring, but that's going to be no good. He can't get a count-out victory against Pete Dunne. There's nothing saying that Pete Dunne can't retain, however, from a count-out victory or loss. There's a suicide dive this early into the match, very risky from Ricochet. Now Pete Dunne on the side of the ring there. Ricochet was showing off a little bit. Don't know if that's particularly wise. Trying to taunt the fact he might have Pete Dunne's number here in this match. However, people have done the same before. The likes of Buddy Murphy at SummerSlam thought he could win in his home country. And now again, the systematic breakdown that Pete Dunne often uses. And a stomp to the head, a vicious stomp to the head, trying to injure Ricochet. Stiff forearm to the face there by Pete Dunne to Ricochet. Last season we saw Pete Dunne put Finn Balor away for the first time with a massive 5-star forearm. catching the demon in midair. That set off a whole sequence of phenomenal matches that have gone down in Universe Mode history. Now Pete Dunne, top rope with Ricochet. There's a superplex. We don't see Pete Dunne go to lengths like that very often unless he feels like maybe he's met his match. Which so far Ricochet has not been impressive, to say the least. He's on the level of Kyle O'Reilly at the moment, but he might be able to bring this back. Went for a kick there. Dodged out the way of Pete Dunne grappling with him. And now got Pete Dunne in the corner next to the turnbuckle, just throwing forearm after forearm into his back. And now these stomps relentlessly drilling down onto Ricochet. Ricochet spouting up with a boost of energy, hit with an enziguri though. And now Pete Dunne taunting about the fact that he has just caused Ricochet to roll out the ring. Oh my god! And a missile, like a torpedo, shooting out of the ring there, Pete Dunne. He often doesn't manage to hit those, but this time against Ricochet, he's done it. And now, with Ricochet draped over the barricade, there's a big boot. Now Ricochet on the outside. Pete Dunne on the apron. Oh my god, a flying 5-star forearm to Ricochet. And now Pete Dunne with an X-Plex to Ricochet. 1, 2, and no, Ricochet manages to kick out at 2. Pete Dunne looking to make short work of Ricochet. It seems like, at the moment, the Elimination Chamber might be the only way to dethrone Pete Dunne, but Ricochet reverses the bitter end there. Jumping satellite DDT. And now Ricochet looking to capitalise. We could be looking at the end here, as Pete Dunne is out on his back, and no! Pete Dunne moves out of the way of the 630 senton. Looking for, oh my god, looking for an X-Plex, gets hit with a power bomb. These two back and forth now. Ricochet, all fired up, even though his spine has got to be killing him. Looking for that tiger feint kick, and he hits it. This is insane. And now to the top rope. Oh my god, reverse to the shooting star press. And now Pete Dunne. Wait, what is this? We've seen him work on the limbs before. Ricochet getting straight out of that. He has scouted that move. Pete Dunne's made a few opponents recently tap out with limb manipulation like that. And he looked like he was about to make Ricochet do the same. And now what is Pete Dunne doing now to Ricochet? He's managed to... he caught him, oh my god, into a suplex to the outside. Ricochet just came down from the top turnbuckle from taunting. Pete Dunne crept up there. Managed to pull him down into a superplex. And now Ricochet looking to hopefully break the count, I guess. Doesn't want to lose by count out. That would be pretty humiliating. And then a backstabber there by Pete Dunne, who's now setting up for what could be another X-Plex. Here we go. Suplex position. There it is. X-Plex. And now beckoning Ricochet to get back up. And look at him again. Oh! That Danielson special locked in. Looking to break the fingers of Ricochet. Is he going to do it? And he has! He's just broken the wrist and the fingers of Ricochet.